Black rook on d4 was having for many moves, and now the e4 pawn is protected two times, yet black takes the pawn with knight takes e4, and a brilliant journey continues where the king finally finds its death on b1. Welcome to this very exciting game by Jordan, played against Grandmaster Bogdan in Grand Chess Tour 2026. Let's see. The game starts with c4, e5, reverse Sicilian is on the board, the sharpest way possible against one c4, g3, g6, trying to panchetto. Both sides are trying to put the bishop on g2 and g7, d4, queen takes, and e takes d4, queen takes d4, knight f6, bishop g2, knight c6, attempt on the queen, queen e3 comes, queen e7, knight c3, and so far this position has been seen, but not much, and usually bishop g7 is the move, but here we have knight b4, threatening a fork, and as of now, of move 7, we have a completely new game, a novelty by Jordan, and this novelty brings fires on the board. And now we have queen d2, bishop g7, knight f3, castles. Both sides are finishing development. c6. The goal is to sometime prepare d5 and at the same time stopping any knight jumps on b5 and d5. e4 comes. Now you cannot take the pawn on e4 because after knight takes e4, knight takes e4, queen takes e4, there will be queen d4, and you just lose the piece. So again we have d6, just making room for the bishop to maybe come on e6, and there will be a removing of knight e7 and g5. So we have rook d1 now, knight e7, a3, knight a6. Then I might look a sideline for now, but there would be ways that you can bring it back into the rook a5, knight c7, and knight e6. Queen c2, which I think might be a bit not that good. You can try to maybe you should have kept the queen on the d line and just prepare for play h3 so that no day any bishop d4 comes. And now we have knight d5, knight takes knight, d takes knight. Now the structure has changed where both bishops on g2 and g7 are currently looking at their pawns on e4 and d5. So what both sides will try to do is maybe remove the bishop to f4 to c4 or to h3, but right now both of these plans looks non-doable, and we have b4 getting space on the queen side at the same time making sure that black doesn't have a time for c5, because if you have just played something like h3, black might have the king played c5 and both sides use that d4 and d5 on course. b4 comes, knight c7, c5, and now black might have less space on the queen side, but he will have very good play on bishop g4 and knight e6 on d4 square. So white will try to break up with b5, bishop g4, f3, bishop e6, bishop e3, and after that f5 comes, rook b1, f4, bishop f2, f takes g3, h takes g3. Now there are some imbalances already in the position. Bishop f7, e5, just trying to open up the b line for the rook, and now black will try to maybe reroute his knight. And black does that. Knight e6, b takes c6, knight e4, rook d8, queen c6, rook queen c7. Now here we have queen a6, a very interesting movement of the game, where after knight g5, but white might have gone for is rook takes d8, because the point is that if you go rook takes d8, then there would be rook b7 and you win the a7 pawn. So queen takes is something that can be seen, but then there is a chance that you will grab this pawn on c6, and the counterplay with queen d2 might not be sufficient. Okay, but in the game we have f4, knight e6, f5, knight g5 back, and g4. G takes f5, g takes f5. Now Jordan will simply plan few things. First, he will put this rook on the open file and then play for the king. And the king hunt will soon start enough. After king h8, knight g3, rook g8 comes, queen e2, and the brilliant rook d4. Now, it's a question that whether you can take on e3 or on d4 or not, and the answer is that you can actually take, but then you have to be extremely careful, because the ideas of bishop e5 and knight h3 in sometimes will show up too easily. So Fight says I'm not be interested in that. He plays bishop e3, bishop f6 comes. Even now it is possible to take, but then Jordan idea is to play on the dark squares. So king f2 comes, and after bishop c4, queen h5. Now another time queen g7 comes, when the rook on d4 is hanging for more than few moves. And now we reach the position from the starting intro where the queen is on h2. Now, so black in this position plays knight takes e4. Now, what happens if knight takes e4? Then it's immediately losing after this strong sacrifice again with bishop h4, because you don't actually have any moves. If you go here, it's mate in one. So, what happens if you try to hide up here? But then I think the simplest would be just this and this. So you can't actually take with the knight. So bishop takes e4, rook takes e4. Again, if you take, then there would be bishop h4 check, and if queen takes, then there will be queen g2, and after queening, there will be a mate like this. As a result, we have rook b7. If the queen moves, then white intends to take. So queen takes b7, knight takes e4, and queen b2 check. Queen d2, rook d2, queen b1, attacking the knight. Knight g3 comes. And now we have rook b7 threatening a mate on h7. So you don't give a check on b2. Now you don't really gain much by going king b1, because after that queen takes h2, and this is gonna be a lost and game, because there will be bishop here, and once you go up here there will be this. Suppose you can slow it up like this. Then bishop e1, and yeah, you will survive for now, but in the long run it's gonna be lost. So that's why rook d2 back, queen a1, rook b7. They repeat the position, and after that queen takes a3, and at the same time preparing some bishop e5 shenanigans. So we have knight takes e4, queen a1. Say you can take this one, but I will go queen f1 mate. You can just show it on the board because it's a pretty one. So we have queen h3 now, bishop d5. Again, just saying you can take this one, and white accepts it. And now a series of 7 consecutive moves to deliver a finishing blow. Queen g1, check, king e2, rook g2, king d3, and after queen b1, king d4 comes, and then queen a1 comes, king d3, queen a3, king c2, queen b3, king c1, queen c3, king b1, and bishop a2. That's it. The game ends here. White resigns because whatever you do, you're gonna. And after rook takes a2, it's forced checkmates like queen b4 check, and if king c1, there will be queen e1 checkmate. So king a1 can be seen, but after queen e1, bishop c1, it's a checkmate. And after king takes a2, rook takes d2. If king comes up here, then it's a mate. It's a mate, like it's a mate. Here, as a result, you would have to, after king takes d2, bishop d2 would be played, and you have to do that, and you just lose the game. It's over. A brilliant game by Jordan. Please subscribe my channel and let me know any game that you want me to cover. Thank you.